If you're in Seattle, and you need to buy or sell a home, we'll be right there for you. Because we're the realtors that you can trust. So go to rodanddowndown.com.
You're listening to The Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? And welcome to another edition of The Ron and Don Show. And we are live in the Les Schwab Studios. Like that, Matt?
What is up, Ron and Don Nation?
Hey, coming up on The Ron and Don Show, let's talk about something that highly likable people do. Is Matt and Ron, or is they one of those people? We're going to talk about it. Also, why is being single harder for men? We're going to talk about Matt about this because he's been single for a very, very long time.
Yes?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He's living a triple life. Yeah.
Wow.
Before we get to that, though, let's get to this. City of Seattle just came out and said, hey, big announcements. And as we said last week, Ron is very excited about the bus-only lanes near his house.
Fantastic success. Has not slowed down the commute at all.
Now with the bus-only lanes, and boy, am I seeing this a lot because my child is going through driver's ed. Yeah, can we stop the show for a moment? Can we stop the
show?
Did you go to McGinnis School of Driving in Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Tom McGinnis.
Yeah, Tom McGinnis, Doug McGinnis. One of the McGinnis's brothers ended up committing suicide, but we're not gonna talk about that
He
story.
was friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
That story is for another day. But anyway, when I remember my parents would drop me off at McGinnis School of Driving. I would have to see, because you couldn't, of course, there was no internet there. So you'd sit there for what, 2.5 hours, and then they would show you the Orange Crush video. Do you remember the Orange Crush video?
Oh, I remember the
Orange Crush
horrific
video, if you've never seen the Crush video, is just horrible accidents. And this is usually filmed from State Patrol, and they show you the horrible ways that people die.
It's from the same spirit as Scared Straight.
Yeah.
Mechanized death.
Yeah. But it wasn't when they're on their cell phones, because there were no cell phones to be on. But it's usually usually I think it's surrounded around if you're drinking and driving, eating and driving, not paying attention, whatever it is. And then what you would do is you would go out in like a Mustang Cobra. Right?
Yeah, they had nice cars.
They had really, really nice cars. Or you would go out in like a GT, or you go out in a Nova, or sometimes you go pick up. And if you wanted to learn to drive standard, because a lot of the cars were standard, then you'd learn to go out and drive standard. And you did all your driving at the McGinnis School of Driving. That is not happening right now. My son goes to and I don't think this is a great idea. The name of the driving, do you know what it's called?
Is it Swerve?
It's called Swerve.
Right.
And I shared with you a couple weeks ago when I was there signing him up. There's a girl that walks in. She looks pretty shaken up. And then there's an instructor in there. He looks pretty shaken up. The whole side of this minivan had been taken out. Just the whole side.
So she swerved.
She swerved and doing it. So I'm sitting there and I'm asking
what the school asked her.
And I'm asking them. I'm saying, hey, how many cars do you guys have? And like, do you got any cool Cobras or GTs? Or they don't, because I'm looking at like. My son is not going to want to go out and drive a mom's minivan.
That's exactly why they have them.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then the thing is, they don't really drive. Like he hasn't even driven with. He's done with his course now. He's going to do one of his first driving lessons. There's only 6. They have 6 driving lessons, and then everything else has to be done with the parents.
Yeah.
So
it's hours and hours, isn't it?
Oh my God!
You're required to drive with him?
It is. I have to drive with him now until he can get his real driver's license
in like 6 months.
Next April. Yeah, and he wants to drive all the time.
Is he a good driver?
Do you know? He's not a good driver. He is a good driver.
Is he?
Yeah, He gets in the car. He gets in the car. He does not.
Don's not a good passenger. I think that's what we learned.
He gets in the car. He does not want the music on because he wants to concentrate. He doesn't want me to talk to him because he wants to concentrate. And initially, when he got in there, he's pretty tight and wound up. And now he just looks over at me and goes, you know what? You're not helping. Could you calm down?
Yeah. I'm on your son's side on this.
It's crazy when you're over there and you can't touch the steering wheel. You don't have the brake. You don't have the gas. You feel like they're going to go careening into a car or hit a tree or something. And you think if you can learn to drive in the city of Seattle with all the bridges that we have,
all the hills,
with all the one lanes, with all the buses, with all the street trolleys, all the hills, all the water, all the different landscapes,
all the bad drivers,
all the bad that are on their phones. If you can learn to do that, I think you can learn to drive it anywhere.
Is he going to get your rig?
What's that?
Or are you going to buy him a rig?
Well, I have a 10-year-old rig that he's gonna end up driving. So he'll end up driving my old 4runner. Here's the thing that I noticed though, because we get a notice in the mail the other day, and I want to know who has to pay for this, because we're over in one of the bus lanes, and we're supposed to take a right, but he gets in the bus lane too early. I explained this to him, that you can't get in the bus lane too early, because if you get in the bus lane now,
there's a camera.
The city of Seattle has cameras, and it used to be that they would take a picture of it and they would warn you that, hey, you're driving in a bus lane. Well, if you're going up like Highway 99 and you got to take a right, because a lot of times we have to get up to the football field that he's playing at, you have to get over in the bus lane at some point in order to take the right. Make sense?
Yeah, but
you can't take
there's a dotted line and a solid line.
It's very confusing.
I always go.
All the lines are very, very confusing. I don't know what all the lines mean. He evidently doesn't know what all the lines mean. So guess what happens the other day? What arrives in the mail?
Did you get a camera ticket?
There's a camera ticket. Guess where I am?
In the passenger seat?
Correct.
Aha!
Right. And I do not look happy. I look scared to death. And I should bring the picture in.
Is it? What are they like? $254, something like that?
It was just under $300.
Okay.
The ticket to be and so. But guess who's driving? Guess who's driving?
Your son.
And guess who's not listening to their father?
So who does he have? $300?
I haven't told him yet, because I don't want to shake him up, because he takes things very personally. But at some point, he's going to have to sit down with dear old dad, and we're going to have to go over this.
Does he listen to this podcast? Maybe you could tell him now.
He doesn't. No.
Okay.
Are you kidding? No. He thinks I'm a boomer, which I'm not. But it's like they don't. Kids today, they don't want to listen to anything that boomers have to say. My question to you is, whose ticket is this? I am not the driver of that particular vehicle, and as his instructor, he did not listen to his instructor.
I mean, clearly it's his ticket, but the bigger question is, does he have $300?
He does, yeah.
Then there you go.
We're Robin Hood investors, of course he has.
There you go.
Yeah. No, my. What are your thoughts on all the cameras that are now in the city of Seattle? They said that they're adding more cameras, and the only reason they're adding cameras is for our safety.
Well, there's two different types of cameras.
Right.
The traffic cameras, they didn't say they're adding more traffic cameras. They're adding more CCTV cameras.
Well, I'm seeing new traffic cameras, Ron. I'm seeing them reline streets all over the city of Seattle, and I'm seeing traffic cameras.
I don't
especially along that corridor.
I don't mind CCTV cameras.
They have where they just put all those bus lanes in. They're putting in new traffic cameras there.
And I get that. So there's two different types of cameras. The traffic cams are a money grab, that's clear. But the CCTV cameras, I'm not opposed to those, because they do help in situations like we talked about last episode with the Charlie Kirk incident. The only reason they have a photograph of the suspect is because a CCTV camera was inside the stairwell. And so if you don't have that, then, a murderer possibly gets away. So I'm not anti-CCTV cameras, with this caveat. When people are doing stuff, intervene. So if you had a CCTV camera, let's say down there on Pike and First, if the cops are going to sit there and go, hey, look at all these people doing heroin. You want to go to lunch, Bob? If you don't do anything when you get the footage, I have a problem with that. But if you see the footage and you're like, hey, there's a bunch of people breaking the law right now, maybe we're going to go intervene. I'm on board with that.
Yeah. The heroin lean that is going on in the city of Seattle right now is incredible. I don't know what is in the drugs that people are buying. Do you know what I mean by the lean?
You look up at the sky.
No, they're like this and they're just leaned over.
Fentanyl fold.
Is it the
Fentanyl fold?
Fentanyl fold.
Is that what that is?
That's what my wife calls it. Yeah.
The fentanyl fold.
Or the heroin. I've seen the both of them.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you go down into downtown Seattle, and this is one of the times where, like, I have a friend in town right now that's staying at one of my places, and they're like, "What is going on in downtown Seattle?" They went down to the market, and I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Everybody down there is just kind of standing and leaning." And I said, I think that's, to your point, I think it's the fentanyl that's in the heroin, right?
Yeah, it's that needs to change, and it needs to change yesterday. Like it is insane.
How's that going to change?
Arrest these people
And then put them where?
in jail.
Okay. Now they've gone to jail. Now they're back out. What are you going to do?
We've had this conversation for a long time.
Well, the jail won't take them because they're high.
I understand.
So the jail won't take them.
I get all you.
And the hospital
You
won't take them
liberals.
because they're high.
Yeah.
And then cops won't arrest them because there's not enough cops. Plus, the cop has to babysit them and spend the rest of the day with them. So the cops just look the other way and they're like,
I get all the things.
I didn't see that.
It's alarming when you walk around.
It's alarming.
down there.
Before you got here, I asked Ron. I said, "Where?" I looked out the window and I saw some people, and I said,
There were
"Where-"
two people out there doing the lean.
And I said,
on the bike trail.
I said, "Where are the children today that are going to be doing that tomorrow? The homeless drug users of tomorrow?" And he said they're all in broken homes, or how'd you put it?
Dysfunctional houses, most likely.
houses, so.
The next generation.
And what'd you say?
I said, let's have some kind of program where we go into people's homes and see if they're dysfunctional.
Yeah.
And he said that that's not going to work.
Okay. It's almost impossible to solve it. It's almost impossible to solve it.
So let's give up.
Yeah. More in a minute. Hey, you guys, it's Ron and Don here for our good friends at Les Schwab. Right now, listen to this. You can save up to $120 instantly on select sets of all-terrain tires. These are the same tires that I have on both of my vehicles at home, and I want to tell you, these tires are not just dependable, but they have all-weather traction for your everyday commute and your off-road adventures. And for a lot of you, I do a lot of camping. Yeah, and I love these all-terrain tires also when I'm heading up to the mountain passes this winter. And let's face it, Ron, winter is right around the corner, and traction is everything. And that's what you get with these all-terrain tires from Les Schwab. It doesn't matter what the season is, right?
Yeah, and as always, every tire comes with America's best tire warranty, including 60-day satisfaction guarantee and free lifetime maintenance. Just another way you get more from less. Stop by your neighborhood Les Schwab or learn more at leschwab.com. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Today's show is made possible by your friends Ron and Don. When you're ready to sit down and strategize about your real estate journey, schedule your time with the guys at ronanddonsitdown.com.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the Ron and Don Show. Can we stop the show one more time? Because
Again?
you're doing something right now, and you can't be a crybaby about this. You got your tough skins on. Can you take this?
Depends on what it is.
Stop the show.
I just stopped it.
It stopped?
Yeah, we're already stopped.
Okay. I think you're doing something right now in front of Matt and I that I don't understand.
What is that?
Well, it involves radishes. Yesterday, you and I go to lunch, and you were kind enough to buy my lunch, stand in line, and thank you so much for that one. It was a great lunch. We had a great lunch, great conversation. After that, our friend Scotty, who I know listens to the podcast, he was having a birthday. Right? So we went over and we went to the bakery at Metropolitan Market, and we bought a really, really small cake. And if Scotty's listening, that cake was like $594. It was a very expensive cake.
It's a very expensive bakery.
And then also, when you go in there's a place on the cake to write his name, but they say, we don't do that here. And I'm like, why are you leaving places on your cake?
It's not
to
a
put
birthday
name?
cake.
And they're like, we don't do that. It looked like a birthday cake.
It was just a cake.
So I felt like sticking my finger in there, writing Scotty's
I know you
name
really
on it,
wanted
which
to write
she
the cake.
said I could.
Right.
Anyway, I don't eat a lot of sweets, but when I go in the Metropolitan Market, they have this cookie in there. Have you ever
The
had
cookie?
The cookie.
It's a good cookie.
Right?
Yeah.
That cookie. My son loves that cookie. I love that cookie.
Everybody loves that cookie.
Sometimes they take
Well,
the
it's
cookie
famous.
when the cookie's been around a while and they'll break it up and put it in a cup for you. But at that one over in Bellevue, sometimes you get lucky. And I've been over there a lot because we've been working on horse property over there. Every once in a while I go in there and I got to get some chocolate milk. I'm not going to lie to you. And I got to have that cookie. Right?
It's a great cookie.
Especially. So anyway, we're in there. I'm kind of eyeing that cookie and I'm like, nope. If Ron's not having a cookie, I'm not having a cookie. But I think you just had a cookie.
I had a cookie at lunch.
You had a cookie at lunch.
Yeah.
That's what made me want the cookie at the
You should
Metropolitan
have
Market.
had a cookie at the Metropolitan
I didn't
Market.
feel like I could. I didn't feel like I could
Why?
because we're buying a cake, and I thought Scotty would have been. We went and we bought him a cake, and then whenever he comes to my house, he brings 2 Rainier beer. Whenever we're having watch the Seahawks, he doesn't bring beer for anyone else. He
Right.
just brings 2 beers.
I
and they're-
respect that.
and they're just for him. And he drinks 1 beer in the first half and 1 beer in the second half.
I respect that.
And then he leaves.
Of course.
There's nothing left for anyone else, a future guest.
It's very, very efficient.
That's a man with a plan.
So anyway, we're kind enough, I think, to go over to the place that he works, Link Architectural Design, if you need a great architect over in Kirkland. And so we wait there for him, and we have the cake and the beer, and then he walks in, and what does he do? He starts complaining about how old he is, and I'm like, I got to get the hell out of here. It's not my fault you're old. But I thought he would say, let me go get a knife.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to share this $500 cake with us.
No.
He takes the cake and puts it under his arm. He takes and how many beers did we bring him?
6 beers.
We brought him 6 beers. We didn't bring him 2 beers like he brought for us or a beer. We brought him 6 beers and a $500 cake without his name
He said,
on it.
my kids are going to love this cake.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking he's going to share that cake with us because I have a little sweet tooth going on, and I'm like, okay, no cake, no cookie. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. I'm going to go down on the waterfront, and I'm going to have a little Ben and Jerry's. This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to stop by Ben and Jerry's. So anyway, I'm driving down on the waterfront.
In Kirkland.
I'm looking for a place to pull over, and I can't find a place to pull over. And then I look out of my left eye, and I think I see Ron in the Ron and Don's car. And then I think out of Ben and Jerry's, someone is strutting with a bowl of ice cream. Was this you or was this not you?
Absolutely, man. It's like 80 degrees yesterday.
I know it's a perfect day for ice cream.
I got 0 cake.
What kind of, I know.
And so I went into Ben and Jerry's.
What kind
and
of- what
I
kind of-
got the what was it? They have all those funky flavors. It was the one with the caramel, the caramel, and
Named after like Jimmy Fallon or something.
Yeah, the chunky bits.
The whole.
It's very
bathtub.
good. It's very good.
So anyway, I can't find a place to park. You're already down there. I thought you would have done the invite and said, hey, Scotty didn't share any of his cake. I know I ate a cookie in front of you. I know we didn't get cookies. We were at the Metropolitan Market. Is you and I, as buddies, let's go get some ice cream? There was no place for me to park, and there was no invitation, and you were coming out with 1 ice cream.
That was an impulse ice cream. There was 0 forethought in planning it. I was driving in Kirkland.
Yeah.
There was some traffic. I saw the Ben and Jerry's, saw the open parking space, and it was
But you
instantaneous.
You offer me nothing, and now you come in here today because I don't know if you think I saw you
I
yesterday.
paid for your lunch.
No.
I offered you the whole lunch yesterday.
Hang on though. You bring in a snack tray.
Yep.
You bring in a snack tray. What's in the snack tray?
It's a vegetable snack tray from around the market.
What's? It's a $5 snack tray. What's in there?
Carrots,
Yep.
celery, radishes, and buffalo blue cheese dip, which I have not opened the dip. I'm
Okay.
eating straight veggies.
Who's gonna eat the radishes?
Radishes are good. Have you tried them?
Are you gonna eat radishes? I just was wondering.
I've had like five, 6 radishes.
Because
already.
anyway, ice cream was not offered to me yesterday. A cookie was not offered. Cake, which is not your fault, was not offered. Rainier beer, which I'm not a huge fan of, was not offered.
I
but
offered
now
you-
offer me a couple radishes.
I got to push back on this. The place where we had lunch
Yep.
had all the sweets.
Yeah.
And I said to you,
I don't eat sweets
what-
when I'm having lunch.
What do you want?
Yeah.
And you could have said, I'll have the oatmeal raisin cookie
Yeah.
because they were right there in front of you and you declined. So you had a cookie available to you.
You didn't say, do you want to...
I said, what do you want?
No, I think you said, what do you
want?
I think you said, would you like a salad?
No.
I think you
said,
did.
what do you want? And you said, I want the buffalo chicken sandwich or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you could
It
have
was great.
had...
Thank you.
You could have had a cinnamon roll.
Could have.
You could have had a cookie.
Yeah.
You could have had any of those baked goods, and you did not.
Yeah.
So you were offered a cookie, and you declined.
Well,
now you're trying to turn the turrets on me
Yeah.
because I was smart enough to get a Ben and Jerry's.
Well, then did you see what Scotty's wife did, Mary did?
No.
She went out online and said, hey, thanks for the cake. I really enjoyed it. It's all gone. It was wonderful.
Yeah. The whole family did
We
that
weren't
with that
invited
cake.
to come over to the birthday party. I mean, we provided the cake, and we weren't even invited to the party.
Did you want to go to that party?
No.
Yeah, me
More in
neither.
a minute.
You're listening to the Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Just try something like, hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Don Show.
Thank you. Let's get some coaching from Matt.
You're coaching him up.
Yeah. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Ron and Don Show. Thank you, Matt. Matt gave me those lines.
See, it
The cue
works.
card's a little much, but I think we can remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, do we have the? Can we wheel the topic wheel?
I don't.
I have
You have the topic wheel? Wait, Ron usually has a topic wheel.
I had one, and I don't remember what it's called.
You want me to spin mine? I can spin mine.
Yeah, spin the topic wheel. All right, topic wheel. He's putting this in
post.
In post. Is the topic wheel happening? Okay, topic wheel, topic wheel, topic wheel. And this topic, they want everyone to comment. This is actually a letter. Dear Ron and Don, could you all talk about, and I heard there's a new article out talking about how being single for men is harder for women. Matt, let's start with you.
No, being single is harder for men, not harder for women.
That's what I said, didn't I?
No, you didn't. You said it's harder for
Oh,
women.
didn't read that correct. Let's see. Let me go back.
It's harder for men to be
single.
single.
For men is harder than it is. No, being single.
It's more difficult for men to be single.
Thank you, Matt. Your thoughts?
Speaking of post-production, we could just start all over if you want.
No, we're not starting over. That's it. No, we're live. We do it live. What are your thoughts? Why is it harder for? Even if you didn't, did you read this article?
No, I did
It's
not.
better if you did. How long have you not been single? You've been together with your wife since.
How long have you known?
How long you been? How long you guys been together?
You have one of the longest relationships of anyone I know.
23 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
23 years.
23 and a half years. Yeah.
Since you were how old?
Whatever that would be. I don't know. I don't do math. Whatever. 30. I was 30.
Anyway, this article says it is harder for men.
But
Why
you
is
guys
it-
dated before that for a
For
long
10
time.
years. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
and we
been-
met in middle school.
There you
They've
go.
been together for over 30 years.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to the bottom of.
Well, you said married, so that was
Anyway, why is it harder for men?
Because they don't know how to do laundry.
Do we have a buzzer?
Yeah, we do.
That's wrong. Ron, over to you. Why is it hard?
No, I mean, this is an interesting article in that, they've done all these longitudinal studies for men's health, and being single as a man is all the outcomes are bad for men in terms of like mental health, physical health, going to the doctor, socialization. Like you can go down the line across the board, and it's just worse for men. Loneliness, all these things are bad outcomes for men. And the the thing that made me chuckle a little bit is they said that women, or when men lose their partner, their quality of life just plummets.
Right.
And they said overall, when women lose their partner, most of them, their lives improve.
Right.
And it was like, that is such a huge thing when you look at that study. And I think men, I think it's changing with like the lower part of our generation and future generations where men, it's changing in both ways. There's a lot of toxic masculinity stuff going on right now, especially online, geared towards your son's age boys. But then there's also a lot of stuff of like trying to be an example of like what a secure man looks like and how to be vulnerable, how to say you're wrong, how to say your feelings got hurt, how to acknowledge. And I see you do this with your son sometimes. Where you're like, hey, I'm going to apologize to my son, which I don't think our fathers ever would have apologized for anything.
No.
And so it's saying that you were wrong and apologizing is a huge example. And it's shocking to me when you see men and their kids, where their kids are clearly showing every sign of disdain for their father, and they just will not acknowledge it. They don't try to address it. They never go to their kids and say like, hey, what can we do to get our relationship back on track? It's this dogmatic, dictatorial, you're going to do what I say because I'm the man around here. And they keep just hammering these same things that do not work. And they just they never give up. They never change their tune. It's shocking to me. Because at a certain point you would say, you know, your kids hate you right now, right? Like you're the dad. Like you can go and model what it's like to change a relationship, and you're not doing that. I don't get it. Yeah. But I do see some changes happening. It reminds me. Have you seen this video of the Philly fan and the dad and his son, where the home run happens, and this dad's taking his son to the ball game for his birthday. Home run comes in the stands. The dad runs over about 5 seats and he gets the ball. And there was a woman there that felt like that was her ball. The ball landed closer to her chair, but she didn't retrieve the ball to guide it. So he comes back to his son. They have this on camera. Gives him the ball. The son's ecstatic.
It's in the son's glove.
And this woman marches over and just dresses this guy down and demands the ball. And so the guy like reaches in his son's glove and he's like, fine, take the ball. So immediately everyone is just piling on this woman. She was absolutely wrong. But the thing that I'm driving at is for the dad, he modeled something to where it turned out great for him and his son. The team saw this. They brought him a goodie bag. They took him down after the game, and he got a signed bat.
He got to meet the players.
From the guy that hit the home run. He got another ball. He got a jersey, all this stuff. And the dad modeled him, I think, a way to conflict resolution where he didn't get into a shouting match with this woman. He didn't like come into blows or like, let me show you how to man up. He's like, it's a baseball. I can get you another baseball. We had the moment. We know what happened. And it ended up being extra good for the son, I think. So like modeling that stuff is so good for dads, and a lot of dads just can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but it's being single for a man your whole life has a net negative.
Yeah. It's interesting on my son and I, we'll have a breakfast together, and I'll make them breakfast every morning, a big breakfast, and then we'll play a podcast, maybe something on financing, maybe something on sports, maybe something that we think is funny, and then we'll play it and maybe chat about it. What we do on Tuesday nights, though, is we'll listen to something that he wants to listen to, and then while we're having dinner, and then we'll talk about it. Some of the conversations that come out of that have really created a pathway of friendship with him, deep love, a real understanding of his character, of where he stands, what he believes, what his ethos is, and I'm inspired by him. Like, and he's better than me in a lot of ways. So, and having those deep conversations are very helpful. The way I've learned to have those deep conversations was actually teaching spin class. And I taught spin class for 20, 25 years. And it was interesting. I always taught early morning spin class, 5:45 a.m. People that work out at 5:45 a.m. are crazy. They're almost all alphas, right? And what you'd see happen in our spin class is all the women would immediately connect. Immediately. Kind of like what this article talks about. They could immediately connect. You'd see these friendships. The next thing you know, they're going to Paris. They're taking care of each other's children. They're showing up at Christmas time with presents for one another, Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. And the guys in my class would just kind of leave. And so on Wednesdays, I started having this breakfast, and I asked guys to come, and I didn't know if they would. And out of that, developed these really deep, cool friendships. And you, of course, now are connected with some of these men, Ron. And these friendships continue today. And I'm really able to have some deeper connections and conversations with them because of what I learned and we learned watching women communicate with each other and connecting with each other. And that's why when I see, I think for a lot of guys, our connections come from sports. And then when we grow older, we stop playing sports and we start watching sports. Watching sports is not the same as playing sports. And we're sitting there and we're watching, and watching involves sedentary stuff. So whether you're sitting in a stadium or you're sitting at home, you're sitting and you're watching a sport. And what do you do when you're watching a sport? Well, like I used to do, you'd have some of those Rainiers and you start eating, and the next thing you know, you're in a place where you're not healthy anymore. And now instead of maybe going to the stadium as much, you're sitting at home. And even when you go to the stadium, it is crazy. Like we went to Dublin and we went to look at a soccer game there, and you look at the people in the stands and everybody is so fit. And then you go to a Mariner game here and you're like, wow, it is really, really different, especially when we look at all these men. So I think it's important for men as we grow older to continue somehow to find connections with other men, whether that be putting yourself out there. And I felt kind of weird asking, hey, would you like to come to this breakfast? Because I didn't know if anyone would come. And it's turned out to be a great success because I think men want to make those connections. I just think sometimes after college, we're off to work. We're focused on kids, raising families. We lose those connections. And sometimes those connections aren't modeled for us. And that's what I'm trying to do with my kid is model that connection for him at a young age so that hopefully he can do that with his family and his friends as he grows older.
So don't be alone.
Thank you.
Easy fix.
Yeah. Want a radish?
I do. I'm going to need some radishes right when we're done with this episode.
Matt, would you like a radish?
Thank you. No.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream?
I like the vanilla.
Okay. I like a good Molly Moon's.
I like Molly Moon's as well. Molly's favorite.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, thanks for listening to this episode of the Ron and Don Show. Don't forget, if you need us, just reach out.
Yeah, ronandonsitdown.com. Let's get a plan together if you're selling or buying. Now's a great time to buy. The first part of 2026 is going to be a great time to sell. So it gives us enough time to get your listing ready to go. Reach out. You can reach out to me directly to ron@ronandon.com.
Yeah, don't forget Friday's show. It's all about real estate. It's not real long. It's about 15 minutes. We'll tell you about something that we're learning. I think we're going to go deep into the real estate mailbag. Matt has some exciting letters to read for us, and then also we have some homes of the week that we can't wait to tell you about as well. So if you need us, just reach out, as Ron said, ronandonsitdown.com. In the meantime, our thanks to Matt and Grace and my son Gunner being our station voice, our dog Charlie. He's Ron, I'm Don. Don't forget, keep your head up and shoulders back, and we will see you next time. You've been listening to the Ron and Don Show all night! 3, 2, 1. You're supposed to coach me out. When am I supposed to say on the Ron and Don?
Oh, I counted you down. You just
Did you point it? Were you pointing at me?
Sorry.
Right.
And
Action. You're supposed to say action.
oh, that's right. In 3, 2, and
What am I supposed to say?
The Ron and Don Radio
on the
Network.
Ron and Don on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
Hey, it's G-Force O'Neill. Thanks for listening to my dad and his boyhood friend, Mr. Ron.